Yujiro Hanma stops an earthquake with a punch. Baki is charging toward Yujiro, ready to start their long-awaited duel. Right at that moment, a massive earthquake begins, shaking everything. The ground trembles violently. Suddenly, Yujiro Hanma steps forward, completely calm. He clenches his fist, winds up, and slams it straight into the earth. The impact sends out huge shockwaves. In an instant, the tremors stop. The earthquake ends completely. Yujiro stands up, dusts off his hand, and continues on like nothing happened. This is classic Baki. One punch from the ogre overrides nature itself so the fight can proceed without interruption. Nomi no Sukune turns coal into diamond. Nomi no Sukune, the legendary sumo in Baki, shows his terrifying grip strength. He takes a lump of coal in his hand and slowly squeezes it using pure muscle pressure. The coal is crushed and turns into a diamond. This proves that Sukune's grip strength is so extreme that it goes beyond normal human limits, even surpassing steel-crushing force. Baki's imaginary praying mantis fight. Young Baki trains by visualizing a giant praying mantis as his opponent. He imagines it weighing around 100 kg or more. Based on a real mantis in a box, the mantis appears in his mind as a massive fighter. Baki fights it using various martial arts techniques. At first he struggles, but then he switches to Chinese Kempo Toroken, which mimics the praying mantis style. He finds its weak spot and lands a powerful strike to the neck or chin. The mantis retreats or is defeated. Baki wins against it completely. Pickle the caveman eats a T-Rex. When prehistoric Pickle awakens in the manga, he is a caveman preserved for millions of years. In one scene, scientists provide him with 40 kgs of T-Rex meat from the same saline rock where he was frozen, the meat of the dinosaur he once killed and preyed on. Pickle eats the massive prehistoric meat. He later offers some to Baki, who accepts and eats it without knowing the source. Biscuit Oliva's muscle ball technique. Biscuit Oliva, the unbreakable prisoner in the manga, uses his special technique called ball. He manipulates and tightens every muscle in his body to enter this form. It makes him extremely dense and resistant. He can roll or absorb attacks in this state. Speck's apnea rush. Death row convict Speck uses his technique called apnea rush in the manga. He controls his breathing to hold it for up to 5 minutes without pausing. This allows him to unleash a relentless barrage of over 100 punches and kicks at high speed. He attacks without stopping to breathe, moving like a blur, and delivering non-stop strikes. He used it to damage structures like the Statue of Liberty internally. Dorian's hypnosis and mind tricks. Caillou Dorian uses hypnosis in the manga by clapping his hands or other simple actions. It traps the opponent's mind in a vivid hallucination that feels completely real. The victim experiences winning or other scenarios, but it's all an illusion. In one fight, he hypnotizes an opponent into a mental trap. After his defeat, Dorian regresses mentally to a childlike state. Hanayama's grip strength. Yakuza boss Kaoru Hanayama relies on his raw grip power in the manga. He grabs an opponent's arm and squeezes so hard it causes the limb to burst from blood flow constriction. As a child, he could break bottles, tear thick magazines, and deform metal objects. As an adult, he tears chunks from decks of cards with his fingers and rips muscle or snaps bones barehanded. Baki Hanma's cockroach dash. While preparing to face Yujiro Hanma, Baki pushes his body beyond normal mechanics. When he performs the cockroach dash, his muscles completely relax, and his body becomes loose, almost liquid. From this formless state, he suddenly explodes forward with instant acceleration. In a fraction of a second, he covers distance faster than the eye can follow. Jack Hanma's bone extension growth. Jack Hanma undergoes limb lengthening surgery multiple times in the manga. After the maximum tournament, he has bones broken and lengthened in 8 places, growing from 193 centimeters to 213 centimeters. Later, after fighting Pickle, he grows even taller to around 243 centimeters through more surgery. His reach and size increase dramatically for fights. Doppo Orochi fights a tiger barehanded. Karate master Doppo Orochi enters a cage with a full-grown tiger in the manga. He fights the beast with no weapons, using only karate techniques. The tiger attacks with claws and teeth. Doppo dodges, counters with strikes to the body and head, and overpowers it with precise blows. He defeats the tiger completely. Soldiers fight each other. In the Pickle arc of the manga, Yujiro arrives at the military base. Soldiers surround him, ready to engage. Yujiro stands calmly and speaks. The soldiers immediately turn on each other and start fighting among themselves. They punch, kick, and attack one another to avoid confronting Yujiro directly. Yujiro watches without moving as they eliminate each other, breaking fingers with eyeballs. During a fight in the manga, Baki uses the cockroach dash technique. He moves low and fast toward his opponent, Chiharu. As Chiharu tries to grab or strike, Baki positions his eyes precisely. Baki's eyeballs make direct contact and apply pressure. Chiharu's fingers break from the force of Baki's eye contact alone. Florida to Japan. Death row convict Spec escapes prison in the manga. He swims across the ocean from Florida to Japan without stopping. He covers the massive distance entirely by swimming. Upon arrival, he continues his rampage without fatigue from the journey. Punch through concrete. In a fight with Baki in the manga, Baki locks Yujiro in an armbar on the ground. Yujiro remains calm. He punches downward through the concrete street. The punch creates a hole large enough for him to escape the hold. He breaks free instantly. Run on water. In the manga, Retsukayo carries an injured fighter across a body of water. He runs directly on the surface without sinking. He maintains balance and speed to cross safely. Yujiro Hanma breaks glass with his face. Yujiro Hanma, the strongest creature alive in Baki, is on his way to meet Pickle, the prehistoric warrior. As he walks through the facility, a thick glass panel blocks his path. Without slowing down or using his hands, Yujiro calmly moves forward and smashes his face straight into the glass. The glass shatters instantly, while Yujiro remains completely unharmed. Punch breaks the sound barrier. Katsumi Orochi develops the Mach punch in the manga. He throws a punch so fast it exceeds the speed of sound. The strike creates a sonic boom on impact. He uses it to deliver devastating force from distance, shaking a skyscraper with aura. In the manga, Yujiro tenses his muscles fully. His body's aura or presence causes a nearby skyscraper to shake noticeably. Windows rattle as the building vibrates from his power alone. Hanayama gets brain surgery and fights immediately after. In the Scarface spin-off manga, Hanayama is shot in the head with a sniper rifle. Doctors perform brain surgery on him. Hours later, he wakes up, gets out of bed, and continues fighting to finish his enemies. If you like One Piece, I made a video breaking down every Loja devil fruit. Feel free to check it out.